try to go. But there's some X factor there because I don't know how the shoulder is going to respond.
Right. Okay, I give you that. But let's just say for the sake of argument, he doesn't play. I still believe Gardner Minshew should be able to beat. I don't believe the Giants are going to play their guys because the reward is not worth the risk. Because, okay, you play, you win. You don't move up. It's not like you can move from 6 to 2, 6 to 3. You're locked in the 6 seed. But what if you get Daniel Jones dinged? What if you get Saquon dinged? Now what?
Okay, although this week you have brought up several times that you personally are in favor of playing at least some just to sustain whatever momentum you have.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be a hypocrite about it. You can't say then Brian Daboll shouldn't play anybody.
But this is what I based it. This is what I based it on, Skip. Is that having a very similar situation in 2000, my last year, 2003, we were locked into the 5th seed. There was nothing we could do. We couldn't move up. We couldn't move down. We were going to be on the road the final game of the season in Green Bay. Mike myself shut a lot of the starters down.
I got it.
So I get, because he's like, okay, we can't move up. If I get Jake, if I get you dinged, I get somebody, one of these, Rod or Ed dinged, then what? I'm playing, and Skip, I hate saying meaningless ball game, but there is little to gain, much to be lost.
Okay.
So that's the question I think Brian Daboll.
It's classic rest rust question.
Yeah.
My Cowboys in 2016, they had the 1 seed in Dak and Zeke's rookie year.
Yeah.
And they rested too much, and they weren't ready for Aaron and company.
I think what Dak played like a series in that game. Zeke didn't play at all.
No.
So. I just think even if the guys were to play, I think the Eagles are the better team. I think they get back on track this week, feel better about themselves, get the bye. Jalen has another week, a week in between to rest that shoulder. And they need to get back. I think a lot of it has to do with their defense. Their defense has not looked good. I mean, the Cowboys got on track against them. They really did. And they ran the ball. The Saints ran the ball against them.
Okay.
That's not a good sign.
Sweat, unfortunately, is out.
Yeah.
And Lane Johnson is unfortunately gone.
Skip, that injury. And I know it's an offensive lineman, but he shifted the balance of power because he neutralized. He was the best pass blocking offensive lineman in all of football, regardless of position. Right tackle, left guard, center, it didn't matter. He was the best. And you saw what Cam Jordan did? He came into the game with 5.5. He left with 8.5.
Would our new friend Kayvon Thibodeau play in this game as a raw rookie?
Well, they better do a lot of chipping if he does play, especially if they line him up on the right side.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he gets to play some. Maybe he wreaks a little bit of havoc. Maybe miracles happen. Maybe you would be shocked by what might transpire in that game.
No, I think that's hoping. I think that's wishful thinking on your part.
So simultaneously, my Dallas Cowboys are at their arch rival at Washington, who's playing a rookie quarterback for whom I do have some respect.
That's not an accident. The NFL scheduled these games simultaneously.
Right? I get it. So have to monitor. But I love what Dak said yesterday because he just said, we've got to win. Focus first and foremost on winning, play well, build momentum. Well, that's the other side of what you've been saying.
Yes.
Okay? I buy that. Why? Because I'm going to remind everyone. By the way, my Cowboys have very quietly won 8 of the last 10, but they have looked shaky to close against Green Bay, certainly shaky to close against Jacksonville.
Look at 8 of the last 10.
Okay? And at Tennessee, I was not impressed.
Pick.
Okay? Pick, and Joshua Dobbs hung right in there with my team, and it got a little too close for comfort in a game that we should have won. Speaking of playing against backups, they're playing against mostly, except Byard played, so he anchored the secondary.
But no Derrick Henry, no Simons.
No. Okay.
Anthony Simmons, I think.
Simmons.
Simmons. Is it Simmons or Simons?
Simmons.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go with the bigger picture. The bigger picture is my team did benefit from 2 things that happened late in the year. You realize we got too many buys late in the year, which are gold because we always get the Thanksgiving mini buy, because we get 10 days to get ready after Thanksgiving. Well, then we got another Thursday night after that, which was the past one. So you realize we're on 10 days of rest right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to go ahead and play football. We need to win the football game against a young quarterback who, as I use the classic Blaine Nye Cowboy line, could have the triumph of the uncluttered mind. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's wrong. It's like kids just go out playing. I watch kids play golf, and they make a putt from 45 feet, and it's like, woo, no, I can do this because you don't know what can go wrong with that.
You
right?
know you're not supposed to make that.
Okay.
Right?
No, they don't know. They think they're going to make every 45-foot putt, and maybe he thinks he's going to complete about every pass. So there's some danger there. But if we go and play, we should just play it straight through. Just go ahead and play.
You want to play your starter the whole game?
I do. I want to play until it's convincingly in hand.
Right.
Convincingly, but we haven't had that many games where we are convincingly in hand. But the other point is that I keep making to you, we haven't had a stinker all year either where we just laid a big old egg.
Right.
We laid eggs last year. Down the stretch, we laid way too many eggs. We haven't laid one this year because we were in command at Green Bay, 28-14 after 3 quarters. We were in command at Jacksonville, 27-10 mid-third quarter, really late third quarter. And I want us to be in command of this game because I don't think they loved how they played at Tennessee. No. Albeit against a team that is so well coached and motivated that I thought it was a tale of two Mikes because my Mike is not a motivator. That Mike on the Tennessee sideline might be right at the top of motivators in this league.
I agree.
Okay? So that's what happened in that game. So now it's time to get back on the horse and ride it all the way to Washington against your arch rival. I assume they're going to play their players. They don't have anything to play for, but they'll just play for pride.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, they'll just play for next year. Yeah. Just to win a game.
Well, I mean, especially for the young guys, Skip, I'm looking, that's one thing, but that's why they film everything. Because I'm looking to see, okay, you ain't got nothing to play for, but are you playing? You playing for your job? The other team, there are 31 other teams. I mean, the Washington football team is not the only team that pays money. So everybody's going to be watching because that tells me more than anything. Everybody will play when there's something to play for. Okay. But what happens when you have nothing to play for? Are you still giving me that effort? Because that camera, that eye in the sky don't lie, Skip.
It doesn't.
It does not matter because it doesn't know the score.
Okay. I buy that. But I'm not writing off the opportunity to go win a game. And, yes, you have to hope against hope for the best case scenario in Philadelphia. But it's happened before and it'll happen again. And that's why Jerry said on his radio show, you never know in this league because you don't know. Well, would I be shocked if the Giants pulled an upset? I would not be shocked.
Whoa. Would you be shocked if Washington pulled an upset? You make it seem like y'all unbeatable.
I think we're getting there. And we're going to talk about what CD said yesterday down the line here today on this show.
Whatever.
But I think my team is on the verge of a deep playoff run because it is flexing its power.
You just told me yesterday that if they play Tampa, that you're going to take Tampa.
I did not say I was going to take Tampa.
I didn't say you say you won't pick them, but you say there's one guy come playoff time you never bet against.
That was my very next point I was going to re-emphasize to you. I want to win the division because I don't want to deal with that guy in Tampa. I don't want to do it. I'm sorry, I don't.
You're going to have to deal with him at some point in time if you want a deep playoff run.
I don't want to be one and done at his hands.
You just told me 36 seconds ago, 37, 38, 39, that you were getting almost unbeatable.
Except against that guy.
Oh, man, stop
what do I always tell you? He's the one guy in sports I don't bet against.
But
I didn't bet against him against Carolina, but I didn't. I doubted him. I doubted him. That's what I did. I doubted him.
But the star, the metallic blue and the star, I mean, they got Dak and they got Pollard and they got Michael 7-11 from heaven.
Yes, they do. And he's got his club off.
Okay.
No drumstick.
The offensive line, you got Tyron Smith back. You got Tyler Smith. You got big Zach Martin who just...
And that guy down in Tampa just threw for 432 in a win-or-go-home game against the hot Carolina Panthers, coached by Steve Wilkes, who better get that job. But the point is, their defense was hot, their run game was hot, and now they're not because they're out.
Yeah.
And it was in part because of the Bucs' defense, but in larger part because 12 came back to life, because that's pretty much what he does. When you least expect it, you better not doubt him or write him off. We're about to talk about him in just a minute here on the show. But I don't want that. I would prefer to have a home game against whomever. Is it Aaron Rodgers, who's been our Dracula, our nightmare?
Exactly.
You know what? I'll take Aaron Rodgers at home over Tom Brady and